Happy 2022. It is time for an Equity.Guru investor roundtable. I am Rob down here in the basement, upstairs in the penthouse, living large. That's Galen and Vishal, the chart master, upstairs as well. Oh, gee, who's down here? Over there. That's Chris Perry. We gave him an extra day off coming out of the holidays. And you know what? We love him. He's the best. He's the guru himself personified, but we don't need him today because today we're talking about perimeter medical imaging, PINK, on the TSX Venture Exchange. And the reason we don't need him is because the guru has once again kicked arse with this particular stock. We talked about them in November. Boom.
Yep.
They took off. Let's talk about who they are briefly, just to refresh people's memory about perimeter medical imaging, and then we'll get right into how successful this has been. Galen.
You got it. Here we go. Well, Perimeter Medical Imaging AI is a company that's looking to revolutionize breast cancer surgery and most cancer surgeries, but this is where they focus their efforts initially. And what they do is they have developed a technology. The AI is the proprietary end of this. That's the real secret sauce that's going on here, but the instrumentation, the tomography is also quite advanced. But basically what this does is it scans for marginal tissue during the breast cancer surgery itself and identifies what else needs to be removed immediately. Basically, before this, in classic sort of cancer surgeries, especially in breast cancer surgeries, 1 in 4 required the patient to come back again and to have more tissue removed because they weren't able to identify what had to come out until much later. And that is giving a dangerous, it sucks. It gives an idea that perhaps the cancer can continue developing, and also an immense amount of stress on the individual, the patient, having to go back and forth and wait with, on pins and needles to discover whether or not they needed to return to the operating table. So this particular thing can go right into the operating room. It's something that looks like a little countertop with a TV screen. And basically they use this and takes a little sample right there in the room and put it down on the table, and through artificial intelligence, are able to identify whether or not that tissue is malignant and needs also to be removed, increasing the chances of the person going in once and leaving and being able to continue on with their lives. A great little company. We talked about it a lot. The revolution of breast cancer surgery is a long time coming. It serves a significant portion of the population, of course. And it's also run very well and has had some great advancements in the last little while. And if you like, I can discuss those in brief detail. Recently, the SPAC king, Mr. Chamath, had taken a look at the company and dropped $43.4 million into the coffers to propel it forward. Now, that's a great sign of institutional confidence in what they have to offer. And we would like to say that, we were kind of the ones that put them into place to allow people to take a look at them in this avenue and be able to fund their efforts and take them further forward. So, yay, look at us.
Yep.
And beyond that, they've also had a couple of recent news releases where they've announced the initiation of the first clinical trial site at West Cancer Center and Research Institute in Tennessee. So they're implementing their technology. It's not just sort of sitting around the lab. And also they have announced the commercialization finally. I'm just trying to find out that little bit of news of the installation of their S series OCT. There's the B series and the S series, but the S series in North Texas with an ongoing market development activity across the U.S. This is an important move, right? Yep. It's all fine and dandy to develop the technology and the science and say we've got it here, but to actually get it out into the public and get it working is a really big step, and they've managed to do that. So as such, you should see the way their stock is operating right now. Yep. This is a good prospect, I think, and it does some unique social good. So I really like the company. I'm going to back off and let somebody else take the reins.
Well, you mentioned leadership. We'll get to the charts, but Jeremy Sabota is the CEO, and if elsewhere on the site today, you can find Jody Vance's conversation with Jeremy a little earlier, back a little bit when he's talking about the company and what it's up to. But PINK on the Venture Exchange, Vishal.
Yeah. Just before we look at the chart, just want to back Galen up there. They've had these trial programs going on, getting the technology out there, announcing their first commercial installation. And, when you have a guy like Chamath now backing the company up, these type of deals and, initiations or installations, are going to be coming, quite quickly, and it'll be easier to settle here. So I think a lot of positive, fundamentals for the stock going forward, and then technicals as well. So, obviously there's a huge, big, what is this? 30,
Whoa, look at that green candle.
A big 71% daily candle that we got to talk about here. But that's sort of what happens when a big name in the financial field, Chamath, as Galen mentioned, is the CEO of Social Capital, known as the SPAC King. He's also known for making a big killing in Tesla stock, and he was also part of the management for Virgin Galactic. So he's been, in a lot of these tech plays out there. He's quite well known. You've probably heard of him, probably seen his interviews. A lot of the younger.
We may want to downplay the Virgin Galactic part.
Well, he made money on it though.
Good. One of the few.
he made money on it. But he's quite popular with, I would say, the younger retail crowd, because he's a young guy, right? He's a young dude. He has a nice way with words, and he looks to the future, and that's what social capital is all about, right? Investing in, I guess, things that will benefit humanity in the long run. And I was like, holy cow! I can't believe this just happened when I heard that news, because going back, we were talking about this stock, and I have the trend line here. Our videos are there up on YouTube. You can see that for proof. We have our November 4th article here where we were talking about the breakout at $2.60. That's what triggered this breakout. But we also talked about this close above this trend line, which I still have drawn out here. And we were talking about the stock here, and I'm pretty sure, Rob, maybe you can correct me, but I'm pretty sure all of us were buying the stock on that day where we got that breakout. And a month later, this happened. And I'm not saying money was coming in front running that news, but generally I've seen this, and people have seen this on the charts many times, where a shift in a trend is generally forecasting maybe big money or some sort of news, right, coming down the line. Because I would say we sort of live in a world where there's some imperfect information, right, where people can act on things down the road. But I'm just saying that maybe that's not what happened, but charts just tend to show a shift in a trend, and you can now start looking for a catalyst. And we got that catalyst about 30 days after the breakout there. So the technical structures were all there. We had that huge 71% pop where the stock eclipsed the highs of 2021. We made new record highs in 2021 to end the year at around $5.20. And then we retraced a little bit from there. And I just want to quickly look over some of the numbers here on that private placement that Social Capital took. So I wrote down here a few key levels. They bought shares at $3 per share, so $3 per unit. And of course, we're trading at $4.09. So Social Capital is in the green right now. But the two numbers I want to point out here, and I have them bolded here, but you can read the actual statement. But there are some warrants that Social Capital can execute, which have a strike price at $3.99 and also at $4.50. These have an accelerated expiry if the 60-day volume weighted average of trading price is greater than the strike price. I'm guessing they probably exercise those. If you're in the warrant, you might as well make some money. The stock hit highs of $5.20, which is higher, obviously, than the warrants at $3.99 and at $4.50. So perhaps they exercise those warrants, make some money, and now we're holding that $3, long position, long term. That's what I'm thinking. Might as well, right? And that's probably what caused a bit of the shares here to fall a little bit. But we're still bullish above $3, which, funnily enough, is our major support zone here, just a bit above $3 at $3.20. I would just be watching for some consolidation here. But if Chamath's in it, I think if you can pick up shares, closer to $3 or just slightly above $3, you're in a pretty good position.
Hey, let me ask you this, and you might have alluded to it, but after the Equity Guru bump, or call it the Equity Guru bump, is it not inviting money? So in other words, when you start to see that trend that you said reversed and we started to climb gradually, does that not invite money? Because it stimulates other interest.
Yeah, and I would say, a lot of technical traders, right? And we're hoping a lot of them watch these videos because they can see some of my charts or read all our great stuff at Equity Guru. But I think when you see that trend sort of shift, that breakout, as I like to call them, or a break above this trend line, that's when a lot of, technical traders, so I guess, a lot of people like me, but there's a lot of us out there, right? I would say there's probably a bit more technical traders now than there are fundamental traders. But they all look at this and, they say, hey, something's happening. There's a shift in a trend. And as they say, the trend is your friend. And, our role as traders is not necessarily to catch the very tops or the very bottoms, because it's difficult to do, right? I don't know if anyone can really nail the very top or the very bottom of something, but we want to basically jump in when the trend is, when you see that there's a new trend shift about to occur, because trends don't just, last for a few days and then they're over, right? They last, as we saw here for Perimeter, this downtrend lasted from March all the way to October, right, of last year. So these trends last a while, and now we're hoping this uptrend will last a few months heading forward. So as they say, the trend is your friend. And yes, as you just said, Rob, initially when we had this break, which, we called out in a video back in early November, we were basically notifying the market and market watchers here that, hey, there's a trend shift and this looks like there's an early, reversal here that we can jump into, and we just ride that wave up. And if you guys jumped in on that technicals and our fundamental analysis, then I think you did quite well.
Yeah, no question about it. Got to get used to it. Also, when you say last year is now 2021, just a few days.
A year ago.
Also, all those technical traders, I think they all hang out at the same bar.
Yeah, they do. It's a small group. They know each other's first names.
So I still have $7,500 each for you gents to play with, given the new situation and the adjustment and where we're at right now. So what do you do this time around, boys?
Should I go first, or Dylan, you want to?
Sure, I'll throw in. Why not?
Okay.
Give me an opportunity. I'll open my mouth. All right. So, Perimeter Medical Imaging AI. I've always liked the concept. I like the science. I like what it does. I like that its implementation is immediate and is happening right now. We're already seeing catalysts for the company. Chamath, his $43 million wasn't necessarily as we think you're doing good, let's hope something happens. It's like, here's the money. We know you got it. Power away and make it happen. That's basically what that was all about. Yep. And I don't know if Chamath actually... Here's me, and I'm not Chamath, so I don't know if he actually bought any of those warrants going up to $5, because that was such an abrupt jump that I think to a certain extent you probably want to play the waiting game to make sure that you get a sustained high before you start throwing those warrants away. But still, there's a tremendous possibility because it flattened out at the $3 mark, and so we've seen it go up. We've seen it do a real big jump because, Chamath is a big name and a lot of money went into the company. But we're seeing a sustained up right now, and it's flattened out. So I have the feeling that if we hit more milestones in terms of installations over 2022, there's going to be a market increase in share price value as this company really hits rubber to the road. So 7,500, I think I would like to drop because it looks like it's going to be a good year for them. I'm going to put down the whole shebang. I'm dropping. I'm dropping everything.
Yep, I would be doing the same thing, Rob. Chamath's in it. Hey, he's done his due diligence. He has a lot of success. He likes these big technology companies that are going to play a big role. And as Chris always said, this is a feel-good stock, right? They're actually doing things that can help alleviate cancer and deal with cancer. So I would go 7,500, and I'm gonna again say, if you can get shares closer to around $3, you're getting in at a close to what Chamath and Social Capital's getting in. They have shares at $3, and again, the warrants are a bit higher, but the shares are at $3 per share. So as Galen mentioned, just recently, we are just basically now ranging here between $3.90, and I would say, oh, the very nice number, 420 to the top there, $4.20. If we do get a close above 420, I would pick up some shares. But as of now, I would love to see a bit of a drop, right? Because if we can get a drop a bit closer to $3, I would feel a bit better just picking up shares closer to that $3 spot there. But if we take off and close above 420, I don't think we're going to be dropping a bit lower. So right now, I would hold off. But if we do get a close above 420, then I jump in and put my 7,500 in. But ideally, I would like for the stock to drop, and hopefully I'll be able to pick some shares up at around 340 and 360. And again, folks, this is a long-term play. And I think, this company has the right backing. The technicals are great. I am expecting another higher low. So basically another new record high sometime this year, just the way that market structure works. I can't say when that's going to happen. Just sort of know that it's going to happen as long as we're actually above $3. So I think this is one where, you hold long-term, and a lot of positives on this one, technically and fundamentally.
And Chris has a tremendous smile pasted on his face, so he's obviously thinking positive thoughts about the company.
Don't close yourself out, Vishal. Don't miss the boat by waiting. All right, there you go. They are spending some money on PINK on the venture exchange. They're spending money again, I should say, on PINK. It's Jeremy Svoboda, the CEO of Perimeter Medical Imaging. Always a pleasure to talk to those guys, and always a pleasure to talk about them. We cannot guarantee anything, people. Doesn't matter who's investing in the company. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Not all of our guidance in it, although it paid off this time. Not all of our advice and guidance and education, it's 100% going to make you dough. Can't promise you that. That's just the world. But so do your own homework, do your own research, and check out PINK on the Venture Exchange. For Galen up there, and a very quiet Chris over there, and a Michelle up there, we'll see you next time on the Equity Guru Investor Roundtable.